Hey, this video I'm gonna start making the TCP, I keep saying TCP. Well, technically we are gonna be capturing TCP traffic, but it's not gonna be limited just to TCP. We're gonna be capturing, we're gonna be doing network capturing in this video. So go to your malware analysis vid, whatever you named it, go to add, go to forms, Windows Forms, and go ahead and name it whatever you like. I'm gonna call mine network capture, and that's should loading. Click view code, and yeah. Okay, so once you're loaded in, make sure you go to your designer, make this a little larger, go to your toolbox, look for list box again, a regular list box, make it your desired length. I'm just gonna make mine short and long, a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's fine. Then look for a label, put that on top of this. Go to the label one's properties. For the text, put drag and drop desired executable below. Go to the auto size, put that to false, and just make that a little longer. And make the font here 12, or not 12, 11, just so we can look at it better. Same with the bottom list box field. Make that 11. If you like, make that a little longer. Then go to your toolbox. You're gonna actually go to your list box. Change the name of your list box to whatever you like. I'm gonna change it again to file input. Now we're just gonna copy over some things over from the host indicators. Some of the basic stuff like this. Okay. Make sure you get everything in there. This is just again for the file drag and drop mechanism. Okay. So once that's done, oh, my headphone batteries are low. Okay, I'm just gonna do this super fast, and I'll come back later. So go to your network capture, go here, and name it whatever you called your drag into and your drag drop. So go to your events, go to your drag drop. Oh, that's my drag drop. Okay, there you go. And same with this one. There you go. Oh, okay, it's not gonna show it for you. Okay, that's odd. She's complaining about something stupid. Whatever, doesn't matter. Just make sure you have this stuff here. And let me just make sure I didn't miss anything for the file drag and drop mechanism. Yeah, okay, I'll be back. Yeah. Okay, after you have the label, actually go and if you want, go to the properties and change the background of this to white because it looks better, or whatever you want. I don't care. Um, let's see. I like, yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna do like inactive caption or something, whatever it's called. Yeah. No. Yeah, whatever. Just keep it like that. um. Okay. Then go make a panel. It's gonna be the same, pretty much the same layout. Make the panel long. Around here is fine. And then go ahead and get a rich text box. And make it just a little bit smaller on each side of the panel. So you see I'm leaving like, I want to say less than a centimeter of space. Just do that. And that's fine. Actually, I'm going to make this a little longer. A little higher. Yeah. And that's fine. Maybe bring this down a little bit. Yeah. Because I want to put a label here. And change the color of this also to an active caption. And for me, I like the background with the four color of snow instead of control. I think snow looks a little better. I was wrong. Okay. Oh, I can't control Z. Control. There you go. And maybe I'm gonna change the color of this. I'm gonna change it to web. Oh, okay. Web. I'm gonna do white smoke. Okay. And for this, change the border style to fixed single or whatever you like. I like fixed single. So yeah. Click on your text box, your rich text box, and change the name to whatever you want. I'm gonna change it to output. And then I'm gonna make another button. You can change the name for the buttons if you want. I don't really like doing that because I don't really do anything with the names of the buttons. Okay. Oh, and make sure you put the font on the rich text box to 11 also. For the button, same thing, 11 font or whatever you like. You don't even have to do that. I just like the way that looks. And change the text to execute button or execute file. Sorry. And then go to the event clicker on click put execute file. Same as last time. And then another button. And then call this one, I'm just gonna make it the same length first. Go to the click and put remove file. And then for the text, remove file input. I'm gonna make that font 11. Yeah. And then in your execute file, we want to do the same thing as we did in host indicator.cs. So if we go to our execute file function, you can literally just copy paste this without this extra stuff here. And then make sure you define a private process, because we are gonna be manipulating this file exec. So go here and put private process. Remember, this just makes it public to the class, so the instance gets saved to the entire class. I don't know why it's doing that. Private. Okay, I guess I cannot. Wait, what? Pro. Okay, maybe I misspelled it or something. So private process, same thing here. And the remove file, same thing as we did in the host indicator. And file path should not work right here. Okay, yeah, never mind. We already did it. Let me just make sure everything's fine. Yeah, okay. And just, I'm gonna run this in debug mode right now. Okay. I'm just gonna run this in debug mode, make sure everything works fine. Oh, I accidentally opened. Oh, okay. So I actually forgot to. Yeah, in your dynamic analysis.cs page, go to view code and actually view designer and make another button here. And go to its properties, text, and put network indicators. And then for the event clicker, go to event and open network monitoring, or open network and whatever page, and just do whatever you named your file. I named my network capture.cs, so network capture, we're just gonna make a new instance of it, and then just page.show. Now I'll run it with the debugger and everything should work fine. You see network indicators, we'll have our network indicators page showing. Yeah, so just drag and drop a file in there to make sure everything works fine. I'm gonna drop this image file in there, and I forgot to. Okay, oops. Make sure you have on the file input properties, make sure you have allow drop set to true. And then run with the debugger. Browse a PNG, execute file, and that file opens. Remove that file, put another one, and that works fine. Wait, does it work fine? Let's try this one. Remove. Yeah, okay. So, same thing as last time, your file input capabilities should work. But now, I want you to make another button. And, I want you to call this one, I want you to put this one here. Yeah, in here. Just make it a little long. Go to its properties. And you want to put the text on this one as start network capture. Start network capture. Go to the event clicker and call this network monitor. Yeah. Or no, that's a stupid name. Call it like start capture. Yeah, start capture. So we're gonna the user is gonna click on this button to start the network capture, because it's not good to just call the function as like we did in host indicators. This time we're gonna have the user actually click it to start the capture. And just get another label, I guess. Put this here. Put auto size to false. Make this longer. For text, put like network cap or network connection attempt output. Yeah, something like that. You could also just put output. Doesn't make any difference. Then go actually make another button. Put that one inside of the text box. Like this. I guess make it a little shorter so it doesn't look weird. Actually, for this button, I guess change the color. I'm gonna make this font 11. I'm gonna change this color to white smoke. I'm gonna change the colors off screen and come back and tell you what I did in a second. For this button, inside of the rich text box, go to the text and say clear output. Font 11. Go to event clicker and call it clear output. And whatever you called your rich text box, if you remember, I called mine. I call my rich text box output. So on the clear output button inside of the text box, I'm gonna say output dot clear. So they're gonna be able to clear up the screen if they're starting a new file capture, or they're removing that file and putting another one. Yeah, and I guess if you want, you can put this button up here or something. I don't know. I might just put it. I don't know. I'll just put it here. Yeah, that looks fine. So I'm gonna change the color on these also. I might change the colors off screen. I'm not sure. I might just change the background. So yeah, I'll be back. If I change it, I change it. If I didn't, I didn't. Okay. I feel like making some changes would be good. So all I did was I changed these to font 10, and I put the color of these this label up here, and this message, and this rich text box, and this file input list box. I changed them all to active caption back color. This one I just largened it, and I put white smoke. This one is just regular. It's grading inactive caption. This is just a regular label, nothing special, just font 11. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna actually get into the program, and the main function we're gonna actually work with is the start capture function. Yeah. So alright. So the idea for this part of the program, this is the network capture part. So this is gonna be the network capture. The idea is to run the netstat command. So this is gonna run the netstat command, and we're gonna pretty much limit the output of the netstat command to the malware program. So the output of the netstat program is gonna be whatever connections are malware.exe is making. Now this isn't the best thing, because malware.exe, there's a high chance that it's going to be making child processes. So malware.exe might be making child processes, and these child processes might be the ones that will actually make those connections to the internet. And these child processes might have the name of like Java.exe. I see Java.exe a lot, or maybe even command prompt. So command exe. So if we're limiting netstat to this could be a problem, because it might actually end up missing these. So that could be bad, but I'm gonna try my best to see if the program is able to get everything. And remember, we have the host indicators section, so if they are running a specific command, 99% of the chance we're gonna get it. But I'm gonna see if we're able to capture all traffic with this idea. Yeah. Or I might even try to get the child processes and try to get the network connections these are making. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so once you're in, we want to actually um, run a command. So we're gonna say using process, and we're gonna call this process P, and we're gonna make a new instance of a process, and we're gonna say P dot start info is equal to new process start info, and we're gonna be running the command prompt, so cmd.exe. Now we're gonna say redirect standard output, or sorry, redirect standard input is equal to true. We're gonna say, oh sorry, don't put a end line, put a comma. Then you want to say use shell execute equals false. And if you don't know what they are, just hover over them. Pretty much this makes it so the shell starts it. So how a process would start if you type the name in your command prompt. So if you go into if you open a command prompt and you type like notepad exe or something, it's gonna open it how it would normally open it, so like a GUI. So you'd see it on your screen, but we want to do it in the background. So we're gonna say use shell execute to false, and we're gonna say redirect standard output to true. I keep doing end line. Don't do end line, just do a comma. And we gotta give it some arguments. So we're opening this command exe, and we're gonna give it some arguments. So you gotta do @ always, or it doesn't work. And then you want to do c. So it's running the command not at the highest level, but it's gonna pretty much it's gonna run it with the dash in the -c directory, I believe. I'm not sure, but that's the only way it works. So we're gonna do -a -n -p tcp-o. So -a, that's gonna give us everything. That's gonna give us like whether the connection is listening. I'm gonna show this in a second. If the connection is listening, if it's establishing a connection. I'll show what -n and -p do. TCP, it's pretty obvious is TCP. We don't have to do TCP. But -O is gonna actually show us the PID. So that's gonna show us the PID, process ID of the process next to the connection. So we're gonna get the process ID of the process that's making that connection, and then we're gonna say create no window equals true. So it creates no window, and then just end it like that. Oof. So this should be like that. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just gonna show what this looks like in a second. Okay, so go ahead and load up a command prompt. So we're gonna do netstat -a-n -o. So I believe, let's see, netstat -help. It's in n does it in a numerical form. And if you remember, we're doing netstat -a. Where is it? We're doing -a. I cannot go to my command prompt. And again, -a just shows everything. It shows the listening ports, whatever. And this is gonna make it run a single time, because if you do like -a, it's just gonna keep running, and it's gonna struggle getting all the output. Like you see, it's just waiting, and it kind of lags in between. So we're gonna do -a, -n, and -o, and it's gonna pipe everything out at once. And the idea is to just keep doing this over and over again, every like 1 or 2 seconds, and it's not gonna take too much CPU or memory, so it'll be fine. So this is what the output's gonna look like, and you see the process ID. So this is the process that's making this connection right here. We have the state listening, so this can, if we are analyzing malware, we can know if it's a listener. If it is listening, we'll know it's a reverse shell. For example, if it's establishing, just an example, it's not always a reverse shell. We'll get the port number and the local address and the foreign address. The foreign address is where it's going. So I want to show an example. Do CLS and open another command prompt next to it and do ncat-l4455 whatever, and run the netstat command the same way we did earlier. Now if I scroll up, you'll see 4455 that is listening. So pretty much we're going to be able to see what connections that malware is making, and we're going to limit this output to just our malware file. So we're going to see the connection, so we don't have to look at all of this. So yeah. Okay, so just load back into your thing. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to actually get the output, and I don't think we're supposed to do that there. So maybe under this, yeah. So we want to say p.output data received plus equals. This is just a way to get all the output that we receive. So yeah, you can call this whatever. I want to call it output sender and output event, and then like this. So this is just a way to get the output. And actually, we don't even have to do this. So maybe we want to filter some output. So just say like p, or say like bool skip, maybe, yeah, skip output, and I'll show purpose of this in a second, and set that to false. because we want it to naturally be false. And we want to say if skip output so actually, you know what? Mm, mm, just put this to false right now, and return something, or just return. Should work. Yeah, that's complaining about something. Just ignore that for now. You want to go down here. So the problem is, as I showed in the netstat command, the output comes out a little weird, and um, sure, like it shows, sure we can use like netstat-b to get the file name instead of the PID, but the problem with that is, sometimes it fails. I'll show that right now. Okay, so go ahead and open up an administrator command prompt. Okay, so I just want to show this right now. So netstat-b, actually we can just do netstat-a-n-b, type it out all at once. You see we're actually able to get um the program name that's making that connection. So I'm gonna try this right now and I'll show you why it won't work. Because when we're actually piping that output, sometimes it fails to get the program name, but we'll try anyways. Yeah, I'll show that in a second. Oh shit. Okay, it's recording. So I'm just gonna pipe that output right now, and I'm just gonna show why. I mean, actually, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure last time I checked it didn't work, but whatever. So say string line is equal to, I want to say output event dot data. So we're accessing that data, and string output. Actually, I think we could just, yeah, just leave it at that, I guess. Now say rich. Wait, what the? What do we name it? Call this output, right? Yeah. Okay. So say output dot I believe invoke, or yeah, output dot invoke. Yeah. Yeah. So invoke. We're gonna say action. Do that. I think. Go down. Could be wrong. Maybe it's like that. Yeah. So just, and then you want to do output dot append text, our line, and a new line. So it goes to a new line, so it doesn't look terrible. What is this saying? Takes 2 arguments. That's odd. I guess we could just say no. I'm confused. Takes 2 arguments. So maybe takes 2 arguments. I don't know. Like this. Okay. No? No overload for method. Oh, I think it's because, I think I know why. So, do p start, maybe? Then p begin output read line. So it's just gonna start reading the lines. And then we wanna just, wait for exit. Okay, so that's still not working. Mm, that's really odd. It takes 3 arguments. So what if I just remove this? No? Wait. Sorry. Completely forgot I wasn't doing plus, and I was doing comma. Yeah, so I'm just gonna show why this doesn't work right now. Go ahead and run it with a debugger. It's gonna give you an error, but just run it anyways. Oh no, it won't, sorry. It's not gonna give you an error for that. Okay. So I had to make a lot of changes. Like, a lot. So, for the file drop, there was a problem. When I was trying to drag and drop, for some reason, it would not work when I ran it as an administrator. The same thing with the host indicator was happening. So I made a button called I made a button right here. Um, Here are its properties. For the click, I just put browse file, and when that button is clicked, it's gonna actually allow the user to browse for a file. And if you're wondering where I got that from, I googled I googled C# WinForms file input Stack Overflow, and I believe, yeah, this one, it works perfectly fine. I made some adjustments to it though, just like 1 or 2 sentences. So just go ahead and copy this from Stack Overflow into your button minus browse file, this one. Um, and the only change I made was that I said label one dot text equals file. So I removed those 2 boxes we had, if you remember, but I removed the file input box and I put a label. This is just a normal label. That's all it is. If I show you the name, label 1. So all I did was, after that file is dropped in or browsed, so after a user selects a file, text is gonna equal to that content, and and I changed the label 1 text to file. Let me show what that looks like right now. So I'm gonna run it as with a debugger. Sorry, didn't mean to open that. And if I select the file, oh, I forgot those files don't work. I don't know what's wrong with those. Okay, PDF files. It's a little weird, but executables work, which is pretty much the entire purpose of this. So find an executable somewhere. Um, okay, this is I can't believe I'm struggling to find an executable. Yeah, TCPV, whatever. So this is gonna allow the user to browse a file, find, and it's gonna put that file in here, and the way you can actually see what that file is again because I put label 1 text is gonna equal to that file. For the remove file button, I did not change anything on that. All I said was label 1 text is equal to null. So it just makes it like this, like the default. And for this, all I'm doing is I'm executing the string of label 1 text, which is, as I showed, the file path that goes into label 1. Make sure you define the proper strings and booleans here. All I did was I put private string file and private string text. Those are the only new ones. And here all I said was if file equals null, message dot shown, whatever. And actually we can say if not shown, or if not showed. Okay, and just put this here too, so this message box actually shows. And then make sure you say showed is equal to true after it's done. So showed is false, and then after that message box is shown is true. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. And here I also made a change to the netstat command. I put netstat-a-n-b. Actually, I'm not sure what it was before. I'm kind of recording this a few hours later. But I just put -b. Do that, please. And yeah, not too many changes. But in the next video, I am going to change the host indicator back to this. So in order for the netstat command if you want to run the netstat command with -b, you need elevated privileges. So go to your file explorer, go to your repos, go to the your folder, go to bin, go to debug, and go ahead and run this as an administrator. We're gonna browse for a file, and we're gonna browse for. Actually, no, we're not gonna browse right now. We're just gonna start network capture, and as you can see, it works. It works just fine. We're able to get that output. We can clear it, get the output again. So yeah. Now all I'm going to do, actually close all those windows. All I'm going to do here is it's pretty simple. I'm just gonna say um if line dot contains and we're just gonna look for our file name, which is actually the input right here. If you remember right here, label one text is equal to file. So what we want to do is we want to actually split that string. Let me show that again. Let me Control Z back to where it was normally. Okay, so I run this with a debugger. Just taking, okay. So browse a file, choose an executable, whatever executable, it does not matter. Um, whatever file, I don't care. So what we want to do is we want to split the string pretty much, and we want to get the string after the last slash right here, which is going to be our file name because it's the last string. So I'm gonna show how to do that right now. Okay, so right here, if you know we have text, if we have file. So, but what we are gonna manipulate is our label one text. So I guess we could do this. We could just do this right down here or under this. Yeah. So just bear with me for a second. All right. So we want to say string columns is gonna equal to it's gonna equal to label one dot text dot split. And we want to define a new char in here, and we're gonna say, so we're gonna every time we, oh wait, that's not gonna work. Yeah, okay, so that definitely will not work. Okay, so just label one text, or we can just say string s, Mm, no. Okay, sorry. So let's say int last index is gonna equal to what our file path is, or so it's gonna be stored in label one text. So label one text dash last index, and we want to get the last occurrence of the slash. We can't put a single slash because that doesn't work. We have to do two, but this just counts as one. So last index of that. Now all we want to do is we want to say file name, or sorry, string file name is going to equal to, and actually go ahead and make this a private string. So we're going to say file name is going to equal to label one dot sub, or it's going to equal to actually we want to check if so say if last index is over 0, just in case we get an error for that. We don't want it unhandled. We want to say file name is equal to label one text dot. So that's not working. Oh, that's because I said label one dot text dot substring. Yep. Last index plus one. Okay. So all we're doing here is we're just saying last index. We're getting the last occurrence of this, the slash in the file path, and we're just saying if that's over 0, we're gonna get a string called file name, and we're gonna say substring last index plus 1. So that just means the word after that last index. So here, the last slash and the word after it plus 1. So now that we have the actual file name, the string alone on its own, we can go here and we could hey, okay, so I did some messing around. So now we have the actual file name captured, if you remember, up here. But so I kept trying to do netstat, but the netstat command doesn't work. The opening cmd exe and running netstat doesn't work. So what I did is I wrote a basic Python script. What this does is we just import subprocess, and we subprocess.check output. So we're getting the output of this command right here, netstat-a-n. And yeah, so just ignore the -b not being here right now because I'm not able to run this Python script as an admin, so I can't do netstat with -b. But just stay with me for a second. So what we're doing here is we're saying lines is equal to a netstat output, so the output of this command, split lines. So it's splitting that output into each individual line and it's storing that into lines. And now here we're just iterating through that. So over the length of lines, we're gonna iterate. So say this outputs 500, or let's just say 50 lines. So while so for pretty much 50 the length of lines, which for example is 50, we're gonna assign line to line I. So every single line is gonna be stored in line. So each individual line, and we're saying if 2832 in line, print line. So if the number 2832, or the string 2832, is in that individual line, so let me show that if my explanation is terrible. So if that line has, say, 2832, we're gonna print that line, and we're saying if there's one more line under that line, so 2832, let's just pretend this is 2832, is checking if I plus 1, so if this line, if there's one more line under it, is going to print that line. So now you're probably wondering why the fuck we're doing that. I'll show that right now. So if you run netstat-a-n-b, the output is kind of weird. It's like this, right? We get the process names, and then the line under it is actually the connection it's making, and another line under it. So I'll fix that in a second, where it shows two lines under it. But this kind of weird, but you'll see what I mean. So we're gonna it's just printing that line with a line under it. So I just want to show you what this looks like. So we're gonna do netstat-a-n, just that, and look for 2832. It should be somewhere 28. You know what? Let's just do if it contains here. I'm doing netstat -a-n -o. So say this one right here, 3702. So let's just say if it contains 3702, and make sure put dash o in there. So if it contains that, it's gonna, so here, let me show you what this looks like. Let me make this a little longer. So you see 3702, it contains 3702, and it prints the line under it. This one contains 3702. It's printing these lines, and these are the lines under those lines. So if we are to encounter, say, if we are to encounter, I don't know why I did that again. So netstat-a-n-b. If we are to encounter this and we want to see its connection, we'll just print a line under it. Actually, I want to see something. That's that. I just want to see what this looks like. I'm not doing anything important right now. You can just skip a little bit past this if you really want. I just wanted to see something. That's odd. Okay, whatever. So yeah, and all I did was in our Visual Studio, it says streamwriter SW equals p dot standard input, and SR equals p dot standard output. Because we're gonna use this to input into our what's it called? We're gonna use this to actually yeah, I'll explain it in a second. So we're starting Python, so make sure you have Python on your system and have that in your environment variables. Please get that if you don't have it. Basic stuff here. So all we're doing is we're saying string Python script is equal to this. So we're just copy pasting this into this. And then we're actually we're writing into that Python script. We're running into the Python process that script, and then what's it called? We're just getting that output, and here we're just saying string output equals sr because that's our output. We're reading that to the end, and then we're just appending output to output. I know it's output because output is already our box. It's a little weird. You can name it whatever you want. So now, what we want to do is we want to run it with -a -n -b, and here we want to do something super simple. Put a $sign here, and all we want to do is we want to get the file name. So here we're gonna say if that file name is in that line, then yeah, and we're gonna see if this works right now. So go ahead and so I'm gonna open a listener. Um, and then I'm just gonna copy this, and I'm gonna go into our malware analysis application, run that as administrator. I'm gonna browse. I'm gonna go into here. I'm gonna open this file. I'm gonna execute that file. It's gonna work, and then I'm gonna start network capture, and boom. Right now it's in a while loop, so it's just gonna keep doing that. But as you can see, we're able to get our malware, and the connection is making. This is the local port. This is the remote port. So yeah. Alright. I have just some finishing touches. I just want to show you what I did. Python script is still the same, nothing new. All I did here was I split all of the output into individual lines with right here. I'm doing a for each loop, pretty much for loop, for every single output line. If the displayed line does not contain the output line, I add it. So this is just making sure the output is unique, so we're not just getting the same line over and over again. And here, this is a private hash. I explained in the last video what it is, but if you didn't watch it, then don't care. It's just a unique set of whatever you define. It can be a string or an integer. Here I'm doing a unique hash set of strings. It's pretty much just an array. And here, if it's not in there, first we're adding that line in there, and then we're uh, appending that in there. So I just want to show you what this looks like. Run it in debug mode so it saves. Then go to your file explorer. Run as admin. So for now I'm just doing Chrome, and I just want to show you what this looks like. I'm gonna click start network capture. Oh, I don't have Chrome open. Sorry. So yep, you can already see stuff there. I'm gonna type random. You see nothing. It's not appending the same thing over and over again. If I go to this website, you're gonna be able to see that stuff. I assume this is their IP address, or something. I don't know. So now, just the final finishing touch. Again, I will be making updates to these. There's a lot of bugs. There's a shit ton of bugs, but I'll fix it. So we're gonna get our file name, and all here we're gonna do is we're just gonna do that and make sure there's a $sign here, and that's it. So I just want to show you what this looks like now, the kind of like the semi-finale. I'm gonna go in here, malware for analysis. Remember, that's all. Actually, wait, what am I doing? Sorry. So I'm gonna open a listener. Then I'm gonna run our malware analysis application. Put this here. We're gonna browse malware for analysis, right? Then we're gonna execute it. I need to remove that message box. I don't know why it's there. Start capture, and boom, look at that. So say on our listener, I make like a, I don't know, like an SSH connection to somewhere. Oh, I did not do it right. SSH takes like 2 arguments. So like that or something. Oh, that port isn't open, so that's not gonna work. You know what? I'll just do like SSH. I don't know, like I don't think it's gonna work at all. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. Maybe we'll try something like I don't know. Maybe if we ping something. I misspelled ping. Okay. So yeah, I don't think that shows everything. That's kind of the downfall, but we would see this in the host indicators, so it's not really that much of a problem. Let me think of something. Maybe if I like try to ncat into myself. Obviously, this isn't gonna work. Maybe if I try to FTP into myself, or yeah, let's just try ncat. So ncat myself. This is my machine's IP address and 135 or something. Yeah, so I assume that doesn't work, which kind of sucks because we aren't able to see that. Here, let's try again. Let's try something else. Sorry. Okay. So open up the listener, clear that output, execute that file again, start the capture. Oh yeah, once you click start capture, you don't have to click it again. Let's try something else, like I don't know, like ncat, or let's just try something else, like FTP. So that's not gonna work either. Okay. I just don't know what commands to run. Okay. This is the last thing I'm gonna try, but you get the idea. I'll try again one more time, just for the sake of it. Let's try something else, like I don't know, like I legit don't know. I can try like try this. Yeah, there you go. So this is just something else. You might be able to like this is just another example. I'm doing this to myself again. This is my machine's IP address, so it's not gonna work. But we can try like an actual website, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Let's try a real website. Access is denied. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. If we try like HTTPS, same thing. But you get the point. If this malware was making other network connections, we'd be able to see it. And if we were a malware analyst, this would be a pretty big indicator. You know, like this is clearly a listener. Yeah.